Hey guys, TheTechOtaku here, and today's video I will be talking about worst phone trends in my honest opinion. One was old trend, others were just straight up bad. Before we get to that, TheTechOtaku gets a new look, but unfortunately, not the skull I'm planning to use from the end of the previous video. I figured, you know what, let's just not use Erog. Yes, you heard that if you are into visual novels. Or maybe not. Let's just change to this. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the video. Disclaimer, this is just my opinion that you should not take this seriously if you can live with either things I listed that were utter crap. Just don't throw a hate comment on me. If you're nice enough, enjoy. Switch into the first list that was written in my death note was a dedicated assistant button. What you see here is my former case for my daily driver, which is my Samsung Galaxy A8 2018. When I look at the left side of the case, yeah, that's the thing that was supposed to be where Bixby button was. Lucky for me, my phone does not have a Bixby button, unlike Samsung's flagship. People are wondering about Bixby button on mid-range phones. Yup, Galaxy A9 2018 does have a Bixby button. Samsung has started putting a dedicated Bixby button since Galaxy S8 came out. Have you ever used a Galaxy S8, S9, Note 8 or Note 9 before? Well, have you ever accidentally hit Bixby button when you tried to turn down the volume? If you did, well, big bummer. Samsung downright refused people to reprogram the Bixby button, which is a total shame. Samsung, why can't you make Bixby button programmable? IMO, Bixby button is useless if it's not programmable. Second trend that was listed in my death note was, oh man, projector that was built into the phone. I have seen this trend before. Samsung Galaxy Beam was the first Android phone with projector built into the top. For me, that was a neat idea for that, but there are a couple of flaws with that. First things first, it would eat up battery life. Yeah, if you are using a projector phone to watch movies, like Infinity War, for example. Oh, wait a minute, is that a flying donut next to my house?
To that fact, we're now in a flying donut.
Speaking of Infinity War, the projector phone would make it run hot with projector on. Alongside that, cramming a projector onto a phone will make it look chunky. Yup, chunky. In that note, I don't think projector phones will return sooner or later. Third phone trend that's gonna be a real OCD enticing in my opinion was a notch. Yeah, you heard me right. A notch on a phone. Yes, this trend exists since iPhone X came out, but it was not the first phone to have a notch. Essential Phone was the first phone that has a notch which only houses a camera. iPhone X, on the other hand, houses the earpiece, front camera, and some technological sensors for Face ID made by some inventors of For the Empire. Okay, you know what, that sounds wrong. One notable pros about having the notch on the phone is that you get a good screen to body ratio on the top front. But there's a big problem when the phone had a notch. When I want to watch a YouTube video and I'm pinched to fit the 16:9 video to that, this is going to be OCD enticing. Yeah, my A8 2018 doesn't have a notch, but you get the idea. The trend started to happen. Some manufacturers decided to copy the iPhone X design idea. Take this Huawei Nova 3 for example. Yeah, it's not their first phone to have a notch, but Huawei P20 was the first Android phone to have a notch. It's also a perfect example. As for the notch, some are small and not too bad, like OnePlus 6T for example. Some are wide, which eat up a lot of space on the status bar, like iPhone X. But even small but taller notch like a Pixel 3 XL. Honestly, Pixel 3 XL notch design is so
hideous.
Yeah, you guys heard that word that Crowdrose122 said. Yeah, beautiful. I can say that notch design is a real OCD enticing in my opinion, but at least some manufacturers put the option to hide the notch if you don't like it. I will end up getting Nokia 6.1 Plus as my other phone and review it later down the road once I got used to a notch. Then again, it's OCD enticing, but I watched 16:9 videos on a tall display, so not a big problem for me. Anyway, moving on to the last one, it's gonna be bad. Last but certainly not least, the number one worst phone trend in existence, in my opinion. This discovery was found in Jack's graveyard, and it was the entrance to the realm where everyone uses wireless earbuds or headphones if their phones had no port that we absolutely need, even in the future. The removal of a headphone jack. Since iPhone 7 came out, Apple decided to ditch the headphone jack just for the water resistant until the trend is spreading. But with Samsung on the other hand, do have water resistant and retaining the headphone jack. I love Samsung for keeping the headphone jack and not having the notch on their phones until they join the dark side when it comes with the screen. Removal of a headphone jack was one of the worst trends I have ever tried in my opinion. Like,
What the flying iron for will you carry dongle?
headphone dongle can be useful in some situations, but I think having a headphone jack on the phone is much more convenient than carrying a dongle. Carrying a headphone dongle is a hassle in most situations. Most of the time, you forgot a dongle because you left it at home, or even worse, you lost it. The trend is spreading on some manufacturers, but not for Samsung. Well, remember that Sony phones had a headphone jack? Well, Sony decided to throw the F word to iPhone 10 and not put the notch on their phones. But their flagships don't have a headphone jack like
Sony boy!
Apart from that, many Android manufacturers do include a headphone dongle in the box, while Apple decided to not include a dongle on all of their iPhones with no headphone jack since iPhone XS and XS Max came out. Oh, iPhone XR counts too. No headphone jack is not that new to me, but the example of legacy Android phone to not include the headphone jack was Oppo R5. Reason that they could not put the headphone jack on it is because this phone is razor thin that there's no space to put the headphone jack. Speaking of Oppo R5, the wireless headphones and wireless earbuds do exist. You can listen to the music without any fuss around with tangled wires. They use Bluetooth, which is not all that great because there's some sound delay as expected. Another note about the wireless headphones and wireless earbuds are that their battery life is not overall great. Yes, batteries can degrade over time. They both are not perfect otherwise, but still. Other than that, the removal of a headphone jack is seriously the number one worst trend in existence, in my honest opinion. Until Tai from Zombieland Saga will bite Tim Cook's head. Unless if people don't listen to music a whole lot. So yeah, that's gonna be about it for worst smartphone trends I have ever heard in my opinion. I would like to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Don't miss my recent videos by hitting the bell icon. And one more thing to say, Happy New Year and hope you guys have a wonderful year. TheTechOtaku signing out. Peace.